So gonna be doing another beer review, and this time I am doing a Munich Dunkel by none other than Old Norse Brewery. So let's go ahead and get this cracked open, get into the glass, share the experience. Now I did have a little conversation with our man at the Old Norse Brewery, and it was pretty much focused on water, because he did send me his a sample of his water, and I did a water report for him. And based on this beer and the water additions that he did provide, they were pretty close. I mean, they were almost spot on to probably what I would have done. But yeah, there you go. Nice dark beer. Look at that, nice Munich Dunkel. Let's go ahead and get a light on that because I can see through it. It's crystal clear, and it's a really nice color. Let's go ahead and shine a light on this. Look at that, very nice, crystal clear. You can see right through there. It's beautiful, beautiful sort of notes on that one. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the aroma. Got a nice malty aroma. It's just sort of like a dark toast. Yeah, that's about all I'm getting through it. Now, a Munich Dunkel is, well, usually it's a dark lager, right? So usually fermented with, if you're using white labs, like a 830 or 833, kind of like a German Bock yeast, and definitely getting sort of the hints from that in the aroma. It gives you that nice sort of dark lager appeal, if you will. Let's go ahead and dive in and get the taste. Cheers. Thanks a lot for sharing the beer. Cheers. Very nice. It's a light-bodied beer. Getting some hints of sort of like a dark caramel. Definitely getting some of those lager notes to it from that lager yeast. It's not yeasty at all though. It's very clean. Caramel, some dark toast, and leaves it nice and refreshing, and ready to go in for another sip. Cheers. Can't get over that color. It's very nice. It's like a really dark brown, looking at it in the light. Getting a little bit of hazelnut from it as well. So a little bit of nuttiness, some dark toast, and like a dark toffee. I think this is really well done. It's a very nice light beer. It's got a nice head on it, sticking around. Yeah, I've been shaking it up a bit. It's got some really good carbonation. I'm really digging on this one. It's really nice. It's got a few layers to it, but it's not overly complex. It's just it's a nice, easy drinker. Okay, so I took a minute here to collect my thoughts. Not really. I wanted to get a reference guide specifically for the Munich Dunkel and compare this one because it seemed very important to him to see what I thought. So I gave you my thoughts on it. So let's go ahead and compare that to what's inside the BJCP. I'm using the 2015 guidelines here. So let's go ahead. Overall impression characterized by depth, richness, and complexity, typical of dark Munich malts with the accompanying Mallard products. Yeah. Deeply bready, toasty, often with chocolate-like flavors in the freshest examples, but never harsh, roasty, or astringent. A decidedly malt-balanced beer, yet still easily drinkable. And that's exactly what this is. I do get that from This, I don't get any chocolate-like flavors. It says often with, but not necessarily has to have. So it's like a deeply bready, toasty, and I get that from the aroma, and I get that on some of the taste. So let's go on. With the aroma, rich, elegant, deep malt sweetness, typically like bread crusts, often toasted bread crusts. Sound familiar? Hints of chocolate, nuts, caramel, and or toffee. Definitely get most of those. Fresh traditional versions often show in higher levels of chocolate. I don't quite get chocolate on this one. That's just me. Clean fermentation profile, absolutely. A slightly spicy floral or herbal hop aroma is acceptable. I get mostly just the nice toasty aroma. Toasty maltiness. That's my experience. The appearance, deep copper or dark brown. Definitely getting the dark brown on this one. Often with a red or garnet tint. And I showed you that, you saw that. Creamy, light to medium tan head, usually clear, although murky, unfiltered versions exist. This one is really clear. The head on this one is definitely a very light beige. Really, really nice. The flavor, dominated by the soft, rich, and complex flavor of darker Munich malts, usually with overtones reminiscent of toasted bread crusts, but without a burnt, harsh, grainy toastiness. And there's definitely nothing burnt, toasty graininess to this beer. It's very clean, it's very smooth, it's very balanced. Yeah. Very fresh examples often have pleasantly malt chocolate character that isn't roasty or sweet. There's definitely not a sweetness to this. So there's no chocolatey sweetness whatsoever. No sweet cloyingliness at all. It just leaves a very clean aftertaste, ready to go in for another sip. Hop bitterness is moderately low but perceivable, with the balance tipped firmly towards maltiness. And I definitely get more maltiness than I do bitterness, but I find it extremely well balanced. Hop flavor is low to none, if noted, should reflect floral, spicy, or herbal German type varieties. Aftertaste remains malty, although a hop bitterness may become more apparent in the medium dry finish. Clean fermentation profile and lager characteristics. Absolutely. For the mouthfeel, medium to medium full body, providing a soft and dexterous mouthfeel without being heavy or cloying. Moderate carbonation. The use of continental Munich type malt should provide a richness, not a harsh or biting astringency. So in terms of mouthfeel, I think this one might be a little bit on the lighter side, because I get a very sort of light medium mouthfeel, right? So it's not medium or medium full, it's more light medium. Very nice beer though. If it was any more medium heavy, I think that it might become cloying. So I kind of like the mouthfeel as is. Very nice, easy drinker. But that's about it that I'm going to use for the tasting notes. I think that this is a really well crafted beer. Could it be better? Maybe. But again, I get sort of that maltiness to it. I get that toasty breadiness they're talking about. I get the nuts out of it. Like, for me, it's more like a hazelnut. And yeah, light medium mouthfeel. Very easy on the palate. Clean and just tasteful. I would be interested to see what the differences would be with a slightly different salt profile, the water profile. So we have pretty well soft water here, and if I remember correctly, is soft water profile. For this one, he added a gram of gypsum, a gram of calcium chloride, and 3 grams of baking soda, bicarbonate, in order to offset the decrease of pH from the dark malts. So my recommendation was to actually go half a gram of the calcium sulfate, the gypsum, and do 1.5 or 2.5 grams of calcium chloride to bring out that maltiness a little bit more forward, which may also increase the mouthfeel on it, and but stay with the 3 grams of bicarbonate in order to offset the pH. Adding the dark grains will bring the pH down on the mash. You really want to bring it in around about a 5.4 on a pH of a dark beer like this. And yeah, I'm really happy. Thank you so much for sharing this with me. This is a very pleasant experience. It's not every day I go out and buy a Munich Dunkel, but this is a great example of one. So thanks a lot. Cheers.